time for Monday Morning Quarterback. It's our weekly chat with ABC 36 Sports Director Jeff Piecoro. Good morning there, Jeff. How are you, buddy?
I'm great, Lee. How about yourself?
Pretty good. It was fun to watch the Cats, especially that first half where they just dominated the Tennessee Volunteers at Rupp Arena.
You know, and to do that without two main players, without Wheeler, without Frederick, I think that was very important. It showed that guys like Jacob Toppin and Case and Walter are really starting to take a much bigger role. I thought that, to me, was one of the biggest keys out of that game. Reeves also played well again.
Yeah. It's that entire week, you know, it seemed like everything was on the line for Kentucky. They had to get the must-win down at Mississippi State, but then they carried that momentum to take on the Volunteers, and they played well with a lot of fight and energy, even when they relinquished their lead, or at least almost gave it up there. They still fought through it and found a way to win.
Yeah, I think you're seeing a better confidence in them. I think you hit the nail on the head when you said the fight. This is it's never really pretty with this team, but I think that they understand their roles now. Oscar looks like he's in a better place right now, but you're getting, like I said, I think it's the support guys that have really stepped it up. And look, these guys aren't freshmen anymore. You know, you're what, 25 games into the season now. So these guys know what it takes to have to win in the SEC. I think that, you know, coming up this week, heading to Florida, with them losing their big guy in the middle who really gave Kentucky some problems, I think that really opens things up for Ware and for Oscar. But to me, it's those secondary guys who have really stepped up. Toppin looks to be playing right now with a confidence that we haven't seen since really when they were in the Bahamas and stuff, to tell you the truth.
You know, the guys that you mentioned when you talk about Wallace and Reeves and Toppin, obviously Oscar, those guys have had their moments all year long. But the X factor for me right now is Livingston. Chris Livingston seems to be the guy that has really sort of caused the whole thing to click.
Yeah, and again, that's another freshman who's really stepped up. And I think what he's done, too, is he's become that really the third scorer, because you really need three guys that you can count on scoring-wise. And for the last really, gosh, probably 2-3 weeks, he's really, I think there comes a time, and you hear this when we talk about quarterbacks in football, where the game slows down, you know? Right. And I think that's it for young guys playing, is they have a rhythm, and he's found really what his role is on this team. He's a really good energy guy. He's got great size, so he gives the other team real problems, because he's big enough to be a forward, but he plays a swing guard. Yeah, and he's really committed to his own, and I think that's really taken a lot of pressure off of Oscar, too. He doesn't need to score 28 points a game because he's getting 14, 15 from Livingston every week.
So they head to Gainesville coming up later this week. The scouting report for Florida, you mentioned they're not going to have one of their bigs?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a big key. You know, he was a 7-footer. He's the guy that really controls the middle. He's their rim protector. And with him out, it really changes what Florida does, because their offense kind of flowed through him. Defensively, he was a big problem for Oscar inside. You know, he's one of those guys that has 3 or 4 inches on Oscar, and those are the kind of guys that really give him problems in the middle. And without him, Florida's really had to change their offense, and I think it couldn't have happened at a worse time for them to lose him for the rest of the year. So I think that's going to be a big factor. UK will, I think, their offense will go to the middle first and then work to the outside.
All right, Jeffrey, thanks for the scouting report, and thanks for the conversation. We appreciate it, buddy.
Thanks, Lee. Bye.